Tux is a little slow to come off the heating pad this morning. It's 35, but it's sunny. At least it's sunny. Ice in the top of the water bowls. And I see Morris and Stripe all happy to see me up here. Aww. I know Morris is just happy to see his food, but I can pretend that he's happy to see me. Hi, bud. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Hello. Hi, Stripe. Hi, Morris. Hey, bud. Don's helping me do my flags this morning.
Flag day.
Yeah, they're dry. They're not little frozen. You know, you can't swap them out when they're wet and frozen, or you'll tear them. Yeah. Is this like, you know, flag football?
Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you. There really isn't anything they can get in trouble with over there, but Tux has really chased Slate into the woods this morning. She's a little farther away from the house than I would like, but hopefully they'll come back this way shortly. Gray and I are going to walk, right, Gray? Come on. She was being Miss Lovey-Dovey while I sat on the end of the porch finishing my coffee. That cup, the one cup I drink a day, it goes down pretty quick. So I figured if Don was down in the creek bed yesterday clearing stuff for me, that I really needed to come and check out what he had done this morning and make the effort to walk down here. Now doesn't that look better? See, I can see all the way back to the water this morning. Much better, much improved. These little bushes up here in the front are gone. And some of the honeysuckle that was overhanging is gone. There was one piece of trash down there, I'm pretty sure, and that looks like it's gone. Much improved. Yeah, it looks so good on this side because Don has been down in there before pulling stuff out, so... You know, when you keep up with it, every year or two you get in there and you pull up stuff, you can keep it looking nice. The cats do walk across on the tree root there that's down. That's very pretty with the moss on it. I would never want Don to do anything about that. It's too pretty. Well, Tux and Slate have still not come out of the woods, but Gray walked with me the distance and rubbed her whiskers on the steps post this morning. She's really enjoying herself. Sometimes she doesn't come because Tux is chasing her and she wants to get away from him, but she loves walking with me. Right, girl? Right? That's right. All right, I admit to slight relief that they've come out of the woods. Just because, you know, he was sort of chasing her and not thinking about what he was doing. And troublemaker. Well, the creek bed looks great.
It does? Okay.
Yes, it was exactly what I had hoped for. I took a picture, a little video. I was
way cool.
Very pleased. And now look, you can see out along the water in both directions well.
Yeah.
And I know you've cleaned up the other side a time or two, but it's looking good right now. It doesn't need any finessing this spring. So thank you. I enjoyed that. Tux chased Slate on the far side in about 100 to 150 feet. So I walked all the way out, and they thankfully came back out of the woods. I wasn't too worried, but I was a little, you know, I'm a mom. Worry's my middle name. What can you say? But they're all back where they're supposed to be. Gray was particularly happy to walk with me and not have to deal with tucks.
Yeah.
So I had a nice little walk out there. I just wanted to come say thank you. Your nose looked worse yesterday because, you know, but it's just one little tiny dot. It looks like it's healing. So I'm relieved to see that you don't appear to have any real damage. Right. That's good. I worked on the corner candy store a little bit over the weekend, putting in the checkerboard green and white floor. And then a little bit this morning, starting to put the tan parts on top of the windows. I found another window. And I wish I had a little bit more time to work on it because I've just now really gotten going good. But it's time to leave for my 6-month follow-up doctor's appointment with the oncologist. So putting it up for now. We're basically headed to the exact same place we were Saturday, Duke Regional Hospital. We're just going to be on the other side of the hospital. This oncologist, she has her office there. So it is pretty. It's Jules says it's 48 out there. I thought it was just over 50, but the sun is nice and bright. So it's pleasant out here. I know we're still, I think, supposed to have some cooler temps this weekend. Don and I were having an interesting chat about stopping for red lights on 55, and Don went through a smidge late on a light, and the guy behind him obviously was on autopilot in his brain, and he ended up halfway out and stopped, but halfway in the middle of the intersection. And we were talking about the importance of paying attention to who's behind you when you know, are stopping for a red light. Obviously, you wanna respect the law and stop and not be running red lights, but you don't want to get hit from behind. Michelle and I ended up in the middle of the intersection over there one day with Ruby because I braked a little late or didn't realize the speed I was going or the distance to the light, and I kind of vowed after that day that, you know, maybe going through on yellow is not the end of the world. If the intersection's clear, let's not put me and Michelle in the windshield trying to stop to you know, the letter of the law and not go through the red light. So these are the things us Tesla people talk about when we're in the car. I am happy Don's work allowed meaning in that he didn't have anything urgent to attend to this morning. Go with me today because I didn't really want to be in the car by myself driving the Tesla up here. You know, I just, you know, it's a much better drive when Don's with me. I went one time by myself, I think the whole time to this doctor since I had the cancer treatment starting in 2011. And, you know, I would just rather Don was with me, always rather Don was with me, so.
I don't know what she's doing.
She's like trying to go, she wants over bad apparently, and she was upset. It felt like she was pulling to the right, nope, can't go because of the cones. Pulling to the right, no, can't go because of the cones. I don't know why she wanted you to change lanes.
I think the cones.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt, she didn't, you know, Don stayed on autopilot the whole time, but my feeling was that she kept on trying to go right, and then there's another cone. Yeah, so she really wanted to go over you're getting over from the truck. Yeah, why be up against the truck when you don't have to be?
He's probably going to get back in the center lane now.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to, so I'm trying to just let
give him some room.
What he wants to do.
Yeah. Oh, I know what else I was going to say. There was a diva last night on Facebook group. I felt really sad for her. She was going down the interstate and a semi-truck tire blew out and came up against the front of her Model 3, and she had some pretty heavy scratches and a lot of black junk on her car. Obviously enough that she needed probably to file an insurance claim, but She had a SSID plugged into her Sentry, into her dash cam, but she did not, her husband was driving, and he did not honk the horn, and apparently the car didn't recognize it as an event, and they drove more than an hour, and she didn't have the clip on the dash cam. Even though she had a 1 terabyte drive, it still rewrites after a certain amount of time, is what she was saying. I don't have any personal experience with this. Well, my point is number one, I felt really sorry for her. And number two, if you think you've had an event, honk the damn horn. I mean, the horn is going to write a clip every time that can't be erased. So she says her husband feels it's rude to honk the horn. I have no such concern. I have no such concerns. I have been known to honk and hold. So, but anyway, that would have saved her if he had simply honked the horn. Then she would have absolutely had a right protected clip. So honk the horn. When in doubt, honk the horn. Maybe brake to let these guys merge. I mean, wow, Jules braked to let those guys merge.
Right. Well, I was going to get over, but the pickup truck up there had zooming over, and basically she had already started to brake. Not aggressive, plenty. She was assertive on the brake pedal. She wasn't easing up. She was slowing down. She was braking.
Right. And 10 to 15 miles, not a slam on.
Not a slam on. That's right. Well, my point being, she had already pretty much I would have had to then hit the accelerator and jump. To get over the other lane, I'd had to snatch her over and stomp the accelerator to speed up because the next car was coming. It was safe, but I would have had to done a maneuver. But I said, well, she's pretty much already slowed down. The guy doesn't have his brake lights on. He isn't hitting his brakes, because if I just saw his brake lights, I would have jumped over.
Right.
But he didn't hit his brakes, so I've assumed that he was trying to accelerate and get in front of me. So I just held my course as she was already slowing down. So, you know, all of the above.
She was polite.
She was polite. She helped the purple people merge. I could have gotten over if I would have thought a little bit quicker ahead of time. In, you know, perception, I should have probably gotten over before I even got myself in that situation. But anyway, I'm happy with what she did.
So we're on 147 headed up to, you know, Durham Bull Stadium, downtown Durham. And this is a new interchange. Would that be the right thing to call it? Taking folks over to US 70, which is where Tesla is. You know, the Glenwood Avenue, the western side of Raleigh. And I'm sure that's got to be opening pretty soon, but they've been working on that for a couple of years. That's a pretty big interchange there, and I would say it's got to be close to opening. We'll try it one day when we come up here and it's open. It really wouldn't be very far over to Tesla, and hopefully soon we'll be able to go and see a new 2021 S or X. We're here, we're parked, we've checked in, we're waiting for the phone call to go inside. She's rarely running late, so I highly doubt they'll leave us sitting out here long. My appointment's at 1 and it's 12:55. I call that on time. And yeah, we're good. So we're back in Jules. Dr. Hardyhood's happy with me, so I'm happy. Usually when I see her every 6 months and she tells me she's happy, that helps to relieve some of my anxiety about my health, so that's good. Just come back for my once a year mammogram in July, and then my next appointment in 6 months. I guess I will need to get the lab work scheduled, but it's a little far out probably to do that, so I think I'll go in on my calendar and put 1 month out. So in June or July, when I go for my mammogram, I can ping them about getting my blood work scheduled, because you need to do it in advance now. It used to be I would show up and they would do it while I was here. Now they do it in advance. She was very thorough. She had gone in and read everything from my ER visit and everything from my most recent blood work and stuff. So she was very well aware of everything that had been going on, and she's certainly happy with my white blood cell count, my cancer antigen numbers where it's supposed to be. the pain I've been having in my abdomen and my bladder is gone or greatly reduced. And now if I could just get these funny sensations in my face to go away, that would be great. I'm wondering if TMJ, if I'm clenching my teeth. So I started wearing my mouth guard again. Sorry, dentist, that I haven't been wearing it. Maybe that will help. Maybe when it warms up, I tend to have not fun time in the winter when it's cold here. I can't imagine if I lived where it was even colder. So maybe as it starts to warm up, I usually tend to feel better as spring gets here when I've had some flare-ups in the winter. And then the only other thing so she's happy with me, no follow-up until normal stuff. The only other thing is that we did get the MRI results back, the head MRI, and the neurologist hasn't looked at it yet, but the radiologist has, and he saw a tiny, what he's pretty darn sure is an artifact and nothing to worry about, and maybe repeat in 3 months, but probably not unless the neurologist really wants it. So but they didn't find anything. They didn't find anything concerning in my head MRI at all. So that's also a relief. So we're going to go with that. We're going to be relieved, take a deep breath, and not be anxious. And I told Dawn I'm ready to be out of the health system. That Duke and Wake Med, they keep on sending me emails about test results and all this other stuff. And I just, every time they come in, it's stressful. And I don't know that the healthcare system did anything except for tell me I wasn't dying, which we already knew. And I'm ready for them not to stress me anymore now that we've checked everything out. So that's the best update I have. Right, Donnie?
That's right. My girl, she's doing good. Dr. Hardyhood really took extra time with her and listened to her. And that's, really appreciated. A lot of times you see the doctors and they walk in and say, how you feeling? Grunt a couple times and leave after 30 seconds. That's not Dr. Hardyhood. I mean, she talked to her for a solid half an hour, at least a half an hour, 45 minutes.
And it's been that way consecutively every
absolutely.
time we've seen her. And the woman that works with her, Dr. Jacqueline Horn, she's also really listens when she comes in. I've never felt like they've made the appointments too short or rushed us through appointments over here. So
that's right.
If you need an oncologist and you have Duke insurance up here and you're in the area, I highly recommend these guys. Yeah. We're coming here into Research Triangle Park, which is sort of it's near the airport, and it's sort of in between Durham and our side of town. But anyway, that was the Sharon Harris steam cloud that is now disappearing behind the trees, but I'm sure you saw it sticking up there. The planes coming into RDU, they actually use it to help site the airport. It's part of the protocol for figuring out where you are in the sky, plus all the, just an eyeball check on what the machine is telling you. It's bright. It's still only 52, but there's a little sun, the solar gain in the car. It feels nice. Don and I will be asleep any minute. Don dropped me off at the Holly Springs Harris Teeter to get some cream, and boy, is it looking very festive and Valentine's Day in here. So while we were over here, Don ran into the DMV agency, and $40 later we have swapped the plates between the GMC and Jules. Jules will now be more power.
That's right.
We're home, groceries put away, cats fed, Tuck's attention time. I had to get him away from Morris and Stripe, and he really likes it over here in the afternoon, so he seems pretty happy about it. And of course the gray girls aren't far behind, and I have no idea what kind of bird that is or exactly where it is, but he's pretty loud. Is it that time again?
It's that time again.
All right, well, relax yourself, de-stress.
Yeah.
It's prettier than normal for February.
Yeah.
Yep, because I've seen February be gray almost the entire month, so enjoy it while you got it.
Yeah, it's 53. It's not too bad though. You know, I probably am going to regret not wearing my gloves, but we'll see.
Okay.
All right, I love you.
I love you too.
Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss.
Spur of the moment thing that worked well.
Yeah, Don's happy with the DMV people today. He said the girls were pleasant, the girls were cute. Is that the right?
Actually,
yeah. Made it easy for him. Anything he's ever said about the DMV, he's taking back today at least.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep, walked in, was just going to ask a question. She said, if your ID matches your registration,
you're good.
$20 a car, I can do it for you right now. Don was like, what?
Exactly.
Now look, this plate we ordered for Sapphire, but it was never on Sapphire.
That's right.
And so we stuck it on the GMC so we could keep it.
Yeah, you can't, you either have to turn it in or
put it on a registered vehicle.
Yeah, you just
we
can't
didn't
hold it.
Right. So the plan all along was just to swap them, and we just hadn't gotten around to it. And
well, the DMV, the COVID thing.
Yeah, COVID really.
You had to make an appointment.
Yeah, and then the line was social distance, and there was a line, and we drove by.
No walk-ups accepted. You must take an appointment. So I sent an email because they never explained exactly what you needed for documentation. And they're notorious about...
You show up, go home, and get something else. This ain't good enough. Yeah.
So I sent an email. They have a little ask question. And I got an answer back that says, you can register a car in North Carolina with a, you know, it's like, well,
they didn't answer the question.
They didn't answer the question. So I've been waiting for walk-ups. And I've never really seen the official announcement. But I thought I might have heard something. And so I said, well, we
were in the shopping center where the Harris Teeter was, is where the DMV is. And Don's like, you know what, while we're here, let me just see what happens if I set foot in there.
There was no line outside the building.
Yeah, well, that DMV in Holly Springs is don't ever go to the one in Fuquay. The line is out the door almost every day.
Well, they don't do driver's license.
Right, at that Holly Springs office, but in Fuquay they do.
Only car tags and titles and license. They do not do anything with driver's license. So if you have a driver's license issue, like runner's permit.
Right, well, if you need to have driver's license issue stuff, you need to go to the Avent Ferry Road.
Yeah.
That's where I took Johnny for his learner's permit, and they were, that's all they do there. They don't. So I think the problem with Fuquay is they do both. And the places that do both are a little more stressed.
That's right.
Let's just leave it there. Yeah, I won't be going back. I'll drive to downtown Raleigh to go to the Avent Ferry, which is just, you know, outside of the Raleigh city limits, I think, versus go down the street to Fuquay. Because, I mean, I go past Fuquay all the time, and they're out the door.
Out the door.
Yeah, and they're so backed up, I feel, on the permitting and stuff. So, anyway, all right, well, you ready to put it on? I'll stop filming and let you do that.
Thank you very much.
We don't want to scratch anything.
Right, I got to go get another tool.
So before Don slid the plate in to that Model Y holder, he put a little piece of plastic in front of the lettering on the plate so that he wouldn't scratch it. So he was really careful. And then he's got this little poker thing here, so he's lining up the screw hole just right.
Right. Well, North Carolina, the plates, you don't get a new plate every year. They last. But they just passed a law. I think it's going to be every 10 years or 8 years you can...
Right, there were some cruddy looking plates on cars, and somebody didn't like that.
That's right.
Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah, so...
And there is a piece of foam or something there too, so Don's not up against the paint.
Yeah, here.
This something you put on? Or is it...
No, that came.
Yeah.
But the screws are very short. I've already done a video on this, and I have a lot of these screws. I had to buy 50 of them.
To get a couple.
Right, yeah, but it was
We
like
came
$4.
home with 2 instead of 4.
Right.
That was what happened. So check your screw numbers when you're at Tesla.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they gave you 2 or 4, but they gave us 2. And they were black. And the black dots with my chrome plate, you know, it doesn't work.
Right.
Don't like that. So I ordered.
Well, to be
stainless
clear, we
steel.
left Tesla with a paper plate, and that doesn't need 4 screws to be held up
That's
there.
right.
There's no weight to
All-
it and
yeah.
all of that stuff.
All that stuff. That's right.
So Don has a lifetime supply if anybody in Triangle Tesla needs us to show up in an event with a couple of license plate screws.
Just email Mary, and if you're in the U.S. or wherever, we'll mail you some. Don't worry about it.
I worked on it a little bit more here, and a lot more of this top level is done, and these upper set of steps and the lights on the sides, and it's time for the green and white awning that goes on both sides over here, and I'm gonna need to pull those parts, and it's time to adult, you know. I'm gonna have to stop so I can go cook dinner and do that mom and wife thing.